Did you miss me? Probably not. But regardless, I am War Master Moloch, and this is a campaign start guide to everyone's favourite flying smelly goat boy, Malagor the Dark Omen, of the Beastmen on Legendary difficulty in Immortal Empires on the brand new 6.2 patch that's coming out shortly. So basically, this campaign was requested by a viewer, and I took a look at it, and it's not hugely difficult, but there are some things that can go wrong for you if you don't know what you're doing, because there is a little trap built into it. The big trap that's built into it, do you know what? The best way to get this started is by getting the herd stone up. So I'm going to put this here, and we're going to attack Sunken Khazrak, whatever. We're going to auto-resolve that, and we're going to raise our herd stone. We're going to hit Raining Blood for our research. We're going to go for Heads on Spikes so you get Dread there. And we're going to recruit 2 units of Ungor Spearmen Herd and 4 units of Ungor Raiders. Get used to seeing Ungor Raiders, guys. You're going to see a lot of them. Now, the trap that's built in is immediately visible here. It tries to lure you into going south. Hang on a second. While we're doing this, let's just get this Rucking Pits building built up for the ammunition in your Blood Grounds. So the Blood Grounds try to draw you south. However, the victory conditions, and I know not everyone really cares about the victory conditions, but you can win a campaign regardless, like whether you meet the victory conditions or not. If you go towards the victory conditions, you will eventually reach something that you will find satisfactory, even if you're not trying to unlock the achievement. So I'm going to be focusing on the victory conditions here and taking you in that direction, because they take you up against Reichland, they take you up against Wissenland and Nuln, so Elspeth von Draken. They take you against Lewin the Onker. That's going to mean taking out all of Bretonnia, let's be real. And it's going to involve you taking out the Oak of Ages. Let's also be real again. That's going to involve you taking out all of the Wood Elves in Athel Loren. That means you're also going to be heading north into potentially Queek over to the east here. Gorbad Ironclaw. Karazak Karak. Scrag the Slaughterer. Belagar Ironhammer. You're going to be coming across a bunch of legendary lords, so it can be tricky and you need to get your campaign set up properly. And you don't do that by going south and getting into a war with Skarbrand, because you will not get to Agril Migdal before Skarbrand does. So this here is a trap. So you want to ignore that and you want to go north. Now, my main emphasis in this guide is going to be towards getting more armies capacity available for you and unlocking all 3 of these legendary lords. Because if you're going to have extra armies, you want it to be with these guys. These are the best, and they are obviously, there are priorities for them. Khazrak is the least effective. He's also the one that's most likely to bring you into contact with the Empire. Morghur and Taurox are both fantastic. Morghur's close. Taurox is going to be over the other side of the map, and he's very unlikely to be wiped out. Khazrak's very likely to be wiped out quite quickly. Morghur should still be around by the time we unlock him. So our objective in this campaign is to either hit the 20 turn mark or have unlocked all 3 of these legendary lords for you, so that they're all available once you've unlocked the army recruitment. And by the time we finish, I'm anticipating we should have about 4 armies on the map, with a 5th due to come once you've unlocked the army capacity for them. So for the skill moves, we're going to go Flock of Doom for Malagor. And there isn't yet one for the Gorbel. That should come over the end turn. But yeah, 20 turns or all 3 legendary lords unlocked. That's going to, all three extra legendary lords unlocked on top of Malagor, so that you can recruit them whenever you're ready and have the army capacity. That's our objective in this guide. Let's get to it. So turn 2, we are going to level up our Gorbel, and for him we're going to go with Blade Master, because he's going to do a fair bit of attacking. And we're going to use him for, like, Lord and Hero and Monster sniping, because they're very good at that. So that part's sorted, and now we're going to head, obviously, straight over to Galbaraz. And something that's worth mentioning here is that, if possible in a Beastmen campaign, I like to erect my herdstone at minor settlements, specifically because a minor settlement is one that's less valuable. So raising the herdstone, you don't really get cash for it. Whereas if you raise the herdstone somewhere else and then you ruin or raise the larger settlement, the major settlement that's close to it, you then get more cash for it. So that's going to be fine here. Further on in the campaign, it might not necessarily suit the campaign objectives, but I do it wherever I can. Now, obviously, we are not going to be taking this auto-resolve here. We want to keep everyone looking tight, so I'm going to fight this manually, and it's a pretty simple battle, really. So this battle, there are a few different ways to win it, but all of them basically revolve around having your troops start out here. Certainly the big boys and all the visible stuff. So, like Malagor, the Ghoul, the Giant, the Manticore, and your Harpies. Because we want the enemy to keep all of their units over here. Now, what I like to do, though, is have my stealthy boys here. Now, I start them deeper, because if you don't start them deeper, there's a tendency from the AI to cheat and say, oh, we actually saw that unit over there, and load units over here to defend. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. I'm going to take these off at fire at will, because I don't want them to give away our position early. Okay, so that's basically the setup for how we're going to fight this battle. I'm going to send the archers forward. I'm going to have these guys just stand here. And then Malagor is obviously going to go and do a bit of magic spamming, because we got some opportunities to just dig away at them using Flock of Doom. Not the greatest spell, but it's magic. What can you say? It's reasonably time-consuming to get the casualties down to an absolute minimum on this. And I do like to min-max my battles wherever I can. But you don't really need to see it, you just need to know the principles of it. And if you really wanted to, you could waste ammo here, but that's really wasteful for such a minor battle. I just want to get the Flock of Doom to hit as many units at once as I possibly can. It looks like we can get 3 here. Just wait for a moment, because we want the archers taken down most of all, because they're the ones most likely to do damage to us. So if we can just get them to group up together. There we go, and now our 3rd unit's coming in. Not even sure if that unit really did get hit there. I mean, it's showing the animation. Just get Malagor over there. How are these guys doing? That is spot on. So now we'll arrange them so that they show up on the inside. It's time consuming. You can just get them to come down and take the gate, but that does alert the enemy to where you are. So what I'm going to do is manually tell each of these melee units to climb a ladder, because I want to be in a perfect position by the time we get up there. It's just that it takes a while because ladders are slow to climb. And not much faster to click, to be honest with you. At this point, I'm going to group the Harpies and the Feral Manticore into one group, but with Malagor going to be added to it as well, because we're going to use them to go and snipe the towers once we start to move out across to that area. For now, though, Malagor can just come over and hit some more magic. Yeah, we're in a pretty safe spot there. So, we come over here. How is everything looking? Everything is looking basically fine. So at this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to send our flyers over here, start hitting this tower first, and bring these boys over to here, and bring our melee infantry down. And our range. Because nothing came here to bother us, so it's fine. And we'll turn fire at will back on because they're about to know we're coming in because we're capturing the gate flag. These 4 units together make very short work of towers. You could probably just avoid this tower, to be honest, but I'm going to take it out while I'm here. And then we'll go for this one, and then there'll be another one here soon. Now, the gates are ours, which means that I can... If I just double-click these and get brought in, I can bring the big boys here to act as markers to hold this space. These guys are finished here. Let's go for that tower. I feel like we've got an opportunity here to take out a unit of Savage Orc Arrow Boys. So we're going to send the Harpies and the Manticore over to get them while Malagor hits this. And now what I'll do is I will send the Ghoul round to start attacking the platform. I'll turn the range around to here because we can shoot that unit while we're at it. And now we'll come get this tower. And as you can see, as stuff comes through here, the archers are already going to be working on them. And I'll just tell the Ghoul to capture this point here. And these 2 units here aren't firing at the moment because they're aimed more towards here. But I'll turn them around so they can do the shooting into that block there. Pretty much high speed it from here. Because they're going to give up pretty soon. Got some flyers here. Let's go and get them. There is a tower to be taken care of as well. Let's go and get rid of that while we can. Why has Malagor landed there? Don't ask me. Let's get him out. No idea why he landed on that spot there so fast, but let's get these out the way. Taking a few extra casualties just because I'm trying to make this quick. It's fine. We've got plenty of recovery time. And that's it. Army loss penalty triggered. Job done. Pretty basic as you saw, so that is your main sort of green skin major settlement that you'll see. We're going to go for Loot and Raise there, get some gold in, favour, whatever the hell it's called. We're going to go into the encamp stats and we're going to recruit 2 more units of Ungor Raiders. And for Malagor, I am going to go for Presence of Morsleep, and I'm going to go Beastlord's Spite because I want his shooting to go up for his army there. Gives you a bit more ammo for the Ungor Raiders, and also once you start to level up there, it'll reduce their reload time as well. And then for the Ghoul, I'm going to say let's go for Thick-Skinned because we want him to have that extra armor because he does a fair bit of tanking in this early stage of the campaign. But that's it basically for this turn. We're not going to perform the ritual until we've taken Dragonhorn Mines. So we're going to go Galbaraz, Sunken Kernach we've already got obviously, Floating Village, Morgheim, Dragonhorn Mines. The reason for that being that as soon as we've done that, we have got enough marks of ruination that we can recruit a second army from that moment onwards. So we're going to end that turn there. Okay, that's done. And now we're going to Beastways jump towards Floating Village. And boy, what an exciting turn that was, because that's the end of turn 3. So turn 4, we're just going to hit Floating Village. Once I've actually changed that. And then we will not auto-resolve it because I don't want to be relying on the AI to give us enough replenishment. We want our army to be full when we hit Morgheim. So I'm going to fight this one manually, but you don't really need to see this. There's not a lot to see. As you can tell, it's pretty basic. Okay, so the main thing that I'm going to tell you here that you could use knowing, obviously we're going to use Malagor's Flock of Doom against these units, especially when they're blobbing up as they come round these sort of obstacles here. But the flyers, including Malagor, we're going to use to hit the Fellbats And if they isolate themselves in time, the dire wolves too. Where are the dire wolves? Dire wolves here. But it just means that it's, you know, at least one, possibly two units that we take out really cheaply. But as far as our positioning for this battle goes, just stick your range here, your melee in front. Chunky boys will start here, but we'll put them like just within the melee line. We don't need them to get involved. And then these guys up here ready to start dealing with the fell bats. That's it, basically. I'll see you at the end of the battle. And that's that. Oh, there's one more unit just lagging behind at the back there. Didn't even notice it, but job done. Cool, so here, let's go for the replenishment, because we did take a small number of casualties there. Could have raised it, really, let's be real. Or, you know, gone for the favour instead. Now for Malagor, I'm going to go Beast Lord Spite again, because that ammo can be very useful at this stage. And for the Ghoul, again, I'm going to go thick-skinned for the armour. That's the end of turn 4, guys. Now, turn 5 is just an approach turn. You want to go Beast Pathways to here. I don't know where the Ghoul King is. He'll normally be here to be inside Morghur, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping he will be there so I can show you the toughest version of this battle. So let's end the turn there, because that really is all there is to turn 5. And the Ghoul King is in, which we wanted. It's in Force March. It doesn't make a huge difference, to be fair. It's an advantage to us, but it's not going to be that big of an advantage. Now, as you can see, it's saying decisive defeat because you've got almost 2 full stacks in here. That is, I believe, so that's 14, 17, 34, 35 units that you've got to fight here. The Ghoul King is himself very tough, so I will tell you how to get through this battle pretty simply. Okay, so this one will be familiar to regular players as that shitty Empire/Vampire map, which has really bad defenses here and here. And we're going to capitalize on them to our advantage, of course. So what we're going to do, melee comes to over here. We're going to choose this side because this is the narrowest spot, so we can make them all blob up as much as possible. Big boys. Fly boys. And what we're going to do, we're going to bum rush the gates, of course. We're going to create a blob inside the gates with the big boys embedded, and we're going to lure everything in so that Malagor can deal Flock of Doom on top of them, and the big boys can attack the Ghoul King while he's bogged down by all the melee infantry, because that way they take fewer hits, because the Ghoul King is capable of killing the Giant and definitely the Ghoul. The Giant's a tougher ask, but the Ghoul he can definitely kill, so we want to protect them both. And our archers, what they're going to be doing, they're going to be starting here so that we don't bias the positioning of the AI. In fact, I'll say even here. Take them out of fire at will. Then we're going to bring them around this side so that they can shoot over into the flank of our enemy after they've created a blob. So they're not firing over this obstacle here. They're firing flatter over in this direction. So do a bit more damage. The flyers will go and deal with fell bats and also any towers that might potentially affect us. Let's just get on with it. They can go in now. We don't want them attacking in melee, which I accidentally ordered them to do for a second there. And we'll put these here. And what I'll do is I will divide them into 2 groups of 4, because I won't necessarily want all 8 units firing at once. Take these off of guard mode. Now let's find the Fellbats. Where are they? There should be Fellbats in here. Are there none? Am I going nuts? Where are they? It doesn't matter hugely, it's just free damage. And I would like to take it if possible. I didn't really check the armies beforehand, but I'm sure there are Fellbats in the garrison. Okay, in that case, we'll position ourselves ready to take out this tower. That's quite important. There they are. They're all the way over there. Okay, whatever. They'll come over eventually. Just means we can get ourselves in position to bum rush this tower as soon as it shows up there. They're coming towards us now. There's a lot of chunky stuff that you have to fight in this battle. And sometimes it can get dragged out, so I'm going to be conservative with the ammo and the magic. I'm only going to use Flock of Doom when we've got a big blob that we can use. There is also the Enfeebling Foe, which can be useful against the Ghoul King if he's having a bit too much luck against your big boys, so bear that in mind as well. Just waiting for this tower to come up so we can get rid of that one and then go for this one, and then we're sorted. But it's already time to go in, so let's... Alright, the Ghoul King's right there, so let's blob him up. And then bring the big boys in. Because taking out the Ghoul King is actually the biggest part of this. And he does heal, so be aware of that. That's one of the reasons why he's so damn tough. Now, something you've got to look out for is the Gorble pushing its way too far outside of the blob here. And the reason why I say that is because its animations are pretty dramatic. So it can, like, barrel roll straight through the enemy and get himself isolated and wind up getting hit by the Ghoul King. Or the Varghulf, because there's a Varghulf here as well. Doing okay so far. We're just going to tough this out and wait for them to come in. Use the giant to do some damage there. Soon as this is up, we want to jump straight on this tower. It's unlikely to be able to hit us, but I like the freedom of movement from not having this thing around. As far as the Fellbats go, we'll just ignore them if they don't come into our zone of influence. Right, they're leading the charge with Crypt Horrors instead. That's okay. Let's send the Gorble in to help fight those. See that with the Gorble? He bounced straight through the Crypt Horrors there. And now we can bring these guys back. And the Gorble's starting to get hurt. See, this is why I want him to get back inside the blob. He's let himself get isolated, and I'm not happy with it. But I'm going to give him an attack order, because that makes it so that he might barrel roll through. Now, I can't put them on fire at will at the moment because of these fucking Crypt Ghouls. So I'm just going to take them out with the flyers. Because I like to just be able to put it on fire at will rather than manually picking every target. See, the Gorble is not doing well there. We need to get him back into the blob. That animation is really tricky. It does a lot of harm to us sometimes. Okay, the Ghoul King is going up onto the walls. We want to get out of there. And now, this lot... Okay, we're just going to have to start aiming into the blob now. Okay, the Gorble's freed himself up a little bit. And then, he just barrel rolls straight through again. It's phenomenally irritating. And that Manticore getting involved in melee with the Ghoul King is not much fun either. Do you know what? Malagor, you come in as well and help with this. And then I'm going to have those fire into there. And at this stage, I'm going to have Malagor cast the Enfeebling Foe on there. And Flock of Doom on there. The Manticore has done really well here against the Ghoul King, but the Ghoul King obviously can heal himself, so we want to do as much damage to him as we can straight away. Some Skeleton Warriors are coming in to help him, but it doesn't matter. We're now solid. The Ghoul King is gone. And I am just going to put these in fire at will now. There's one unit up on the walls, but I don't think that matters too much. Manticore, you need to stop being a prick. Because you're a bastard pincushion up there. Get out. Pathfinding in these sieges. Honest to God. He's obviously flying straight across the arrow line, but that's okay. Right, Malagor, come in here. I want another Flock of Doom. Gorbel, can you please get back in the fucking blob? There we go. Ghoul King getting taken out up on the walls is unusual, but it's a good one. I'm happy enough with it. It looks like they're actually going to hold back. They don't normally do this, but then we also don't normally kill the Ghoul King up on the walls like that either. Let's go and take that tower out while we can, because these will just crumble away now. Because what we can do if we need to is just come in and make this our blobbing zone instead. And at this stage, I think I'll start moving it all forward. So bring them in one big chunk to here. At that stage, we can actually bring the archers in here. Ordinarily, this battle would be happening exclusively in this area, and we'd shoot them to bits here, but they haven't committed as much as they normally do here. Probably because the Ghoul King died so early. I want the Varghulf to come in, because that is major balance of power, but obviously we want it as soon as the archers are in place. Because they'll make short work of him. Bring those to there and these to here. Big part of it is obviously they can't see some of these units. Finally, there we go. The Varghulf is in. And we will send the big boys in onto that. But he's going to get taken to bits by the archers anyway. Right, he's done. Malagor, come over here. And we're just going to shoot anything that comes into range, basically. Okay, that tower is shooting at Malagor, so I'm going to send stuff up there to go and get rid of it. Main thing is get rid of these Crypt Horrors, because that's big balance of power there. They're just staying out of range of the archers. It's very irksome. 4 units seems to be too much for this space, so I'm going to go down to 3. And then group these together as a 5. And now the Crypt Horrors are starting to get involved properly. Just needed to tempt them enough. See the importance of getting that ammo buff from the from Malagor's skill tree. Just gives us these extra shots to get through this battle, because this is tougher than usual here, but now we've just won it. Just as I said that, we've won it. The army lost penalty hit. That took longer than usual there, so it's kind of nice that you get to see it as a bit more of a pain in the bum, because normally it'll all be contested here. The Ghoul King will be killed in this blob, so will the Varghulf, and everything will just crack. But yeah, job done. Nice heroic victory there. Plenty of dread. We are going to loot and raise for the favour there. Now there is still an army of vampire counts there, and because it's been raised, they can occupy that. I'm going to try and block them out by being here. Sometimes they do manage to somehow get inside Morghur. We just take it again if that happens. So for Malagor, we're going to finish up Beastlord's Spite, and then we're going to go for Savage Dominion, because it's nice to be able to get a Cygor cast sometimes. And I'm going to max out Flock of Doom. You might be thinking, why not get Penumbral Pendulum? Honestly, I find these more useful at this stage with the kinds of armies that I've got. Obviously, I want Penumbral Pendulum, but for now, Flock of Doom and Savage Dominion are where I'm going to go. And then for the Gorbel, we are going to put 1 into Thick-Skinned and 1 into Primal Instincts. And one more thing that I almost forgot here, in my concerns about the bullshit that I think the AI is about to pull at Morghur, we can actually upgrade Malagor's camp, so let's do that. And that's the end of turn 6. So, as predicted, they have occupied Morghheim, and they've summoned up a couple of units, and they've got a full garrison in here, so I'm going to have to fight that battle over again. It's a bit annoying because this is repetition of a battle that I've already fought, and it's going to take us an extra turn to get to Dragonhorn Mines. But I suppose one way we can look at it is that at least it gives you a bit more insight into the hard mode available in the game, because this does happen sometimes where they pull bullshit like this off. It's fine. We will get through it. It's just going to be a little bit slower, and it involves me fighting basically the same battle again, but not quite as tricky because this garrison and army are not as big and not as good. Let's get to it. You don't really need to watch it, though. Right, job done again. And we will raise an advance there. Let's take the healing this time. Into the encamp stats and head to there. There we go. And for here, I am going to go for spellcasters, because that also gives us extra winds of magic, so we definitely want that. Now, for our research, let's go for Worldbane. Actually, let's check something else. Actually, no, we can go for Consume Order, which is also a magic boost. So, yeah, we'll go for that now. Skill points on Malagor. I am going to say at this stage I will get the Penumbral Pendulum. And the Gorbel's got it too, so let's go for Foe Seeker. We'll get him the extra hit points when we get more points in place. And that's the end of turn 7. So with turn 8, we get the Dark Moon. We're going to go for When One Falls, because that gives you full replenishment. And then we're going to underway jump towards Dragonhorn Mines. Obviously, we've got some ogres here. What you decide to do with them, that's entirely up to you. Queek has got a force around here. Whatever. But that's it for turn 8, basically. Okay, so we're in turn 9 now. For our research, we will now go Worldbane, because none of the other fancier ones are available to us. That's cool. So we'll go to Dragonhorn Mines now, and we will declare war on these greenskins. Sometimes it's Skaven here, but you know, sometimes you just get unlucky and it's greenskins because they're a little bit tougher to deal with. We will just auto-resolve that. Obviously, that's not tough to deal with. We will raise an advance. We will assign our skills, which in this instance, let's push Penumbral Pendulum to be cheaper. Finally. And let's get Unnatural Thirst for our Gorbel. And at this stage, what we're going to do, we are going to take the opportunity to complete the Icons of Vilification battle, because that is a battle that, with the Dark Moon being in place, we'll get full replenishment afterwards, and it gives us Dread plus 500, so we're on 652. That'll put us almost at a level at which we can get one of our Legendary Lords, because you need 1200 Dread for each of them. So it'll get us very, very, very close. So, this battle, if you know what you're doing in it, is actually pretty simple. Let's get the armor piercing onto the Gorbel, and let's get to it. Okay, so the basics of this battle, you want to have your range here, roughly speaking. You want to have your melee in front of it, and I personally favour checkerboarding these a little bit to just eat, only a little bit, not a full checkerboard, but to eat the initial charge while still leaving you some in reserve. Now you've got your big boys to come in, and they can move to defend the flanks if the cavalry comes around the side, which it normally doesn't. The main thing you have to worry about is if they get routed, they rout behind you and come back. That's when you're more likely to face that sort of thing. Now, Malagor is obviously going to be using his magic. I'll probably cast some Cygors to get some more range shots into things like the Outriders and the Crossbowmen. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is that you'll get reinforcements of Hellstorm rocket batteries from here and here eventually. And you want to take those out as soon as possible, especially the ones that show up second, which are to your right, because they do pretty hefty damage if you let them. Now, obviously, we've got replenishment coming in and all, but it also helps the balance of power if you can get rid of them quickly. So just do that. Let's get to it, guys. I'm going to cast a Cygor here. Big boys here. Flyers here. The flyers I will also use to harass skirmishers. So you've got Outriders and Demigryph Knights on this side. I'd like them to be what the Cygor hits. But then they move about a lot, so sometimes you need to just take what you can actually hit. So I'm thinking at the moment, go for those crossbowmen, because that's a nice fat blob there. And then I'm going to hold up because I want to get another Cygor. That was a good hit. Whiffed on that one completely. Lovely. Outriders are coming in there. Let's get a Cygor to here. As you can see, they're coming round the side there, but they don't normally actually complete the charge. They'll normally come back, but it is good to be ready just in case. There you go. You see the Empire Knights are coming back. General is coming in. We want the big boys to come and get it. Now this one can aim for there as well. That does look like it's going to come round to... Oh, Jesus Christ, they're mucking about, aren't they? Let's use the flyers to go over and get rid of the range. There we go, they're all coming back. And then Malagor can cast a Flock of Doom on there. And we'll bring the Giant and the Gorble over here. Malagor with another Flock of Doom there. Flock of Doom. Now what I'll do is I'll send those flyers to go and hit these Pistoliers. Ah, hang on. No, we got to send the Harpies over here. And then I'm going to hit a Penumbral Pendulum through here. There we go. Right, the general's down. Let's go and get these Demogryph Knights. Oh, he's rampaging. Of course he is. Let's get rid of those Hellstorms. And yep, they routed and then came back, so the Empire Knights got behind us, which is irritating. But we'll send the big boys to go and get rid of them. And I'm going to send Malagor over here to get rid of the Hellstorms when they come over there. Okay, these Hellstorms are... they're not quite off of their... yes, they are now. Okay. And this set of Hellstorm rocket batteries here can be really hard to spot. There they are. Right, just get these over here, take out the Demogryph Knights. Malagor, you need to stay in melee against them, for Christ's sake. Those haven't shattered yet, so chase them away. Right, they're done. Ghoul come over here. What the fuck? Are they seriously still on there? How are they still on there? Right, let's speed this up. Ridiculous. Right, now they're off. Are they going to get back on again? Let's just charge these, get rid of them. There we go, job done. Cool, so we're going to get full replenishment over the end turn. Do I want to take my Bestial Rage down? I don't think that particularly matters. Let's take the gold there. And now, because we can recruit another general, let's go to here. Ah, what am I doing? Can't do it yet. What's the matter with me? We need to perform the ritual. Got a little bit distracted there. Right, that's done. We are going to recruit ourselves a Great Bray Shaman. Actually, no, we're going to go for a Doom Bull because we can recruit a spellcaster. So we'll go for a tough Doom Bull. Get rid of this. Okay. And we're going to give a couple of units to that Doom Bull. And now Malagor is going to recruit 2 more units because we've got space in his army. This guy can't recruit yet. Malagor can boost his own camp up again. And we're going to recruit a spellcaster here. I'm going to go for a death spellcaster. Might find yourself fighting an ambush at some point, so get that one so you've got the ambush defense. We're going to go double Spirit Leech, we're going to go full Soul Blight, and we're going to go Life Leeching. We waited on doing this until after the quest battle because that gives a higher base ranking to your spellcaster there. Thanks to the icons of vilification. So now let's go for... I'm going to say let's go for the movement range for Malagor. And Unnatural Thirst for the Ghoul, and that is the end of turn 9. Oh, it's not the end of turn 9. Very sorry. Because we got Dread from the battle as well, we can now actually recruit ourselves a Legendary Lord. So, here's the question you've got to ask yourself. Which one to go for? Taurox starts over in Nagaroth. It's a long fucking way away. He's very unlikely to have been wiped out because he's very tough. So you wind up fighting a war over there as well, unless you decide to just get him deliberately wiped out, which I normally don't do. So he's over there. Khazrak is a good idea because he's more likely to be wiped out by this stage, which means you can just recruit him close to yourself. But if he hasn't been wiped out, you then draw the attention of the Empire, which means that they might send armies, full stacks, down to fight you as you're heading north a little bit sooner than you want, because you might be fighting Skaven, you might be fighting dwarfs, you might be fighting greenskins. You've got a lot of stuff to be going on with, ogres as well. You don't really want to attract the attention of the Empire this early if you can avoid it. So I tend to go for Morghur. So we've got Morghur now. He has his own problems though, because your boy Ikit does not like Morghur very much. Very sad, many such cases. However, Morghur's usually in good shape to do some recruiting, and he is very, very, very tough. I've had some absolutely fantastic victories in this area against Ikit Claw and his forces, including one in which I fought a siege battle in which they were attacking Magritta. I came in to reinforce the Astalian men, beat Ikit's armies, 3 of them, by defending Magritta from the inside. So routed all of them, killed all of their armies off, and then I took Magritta in the next turn. So there's lots you can do here. There's a strong possibility, though, that this army is going to attack Morghur here. Now, if it gets wiped out, that's not a problem. You can recruit him again in a few turns, and you'll be able to bring him in over here. That's not awful. But, obviously, ideally, we want to keep your boy alive. So, let's have a look at some other stuff here. We're not likely to be involved in war with the top knots, soon. So you could make peace with them if you wanted to. But I'm not personally going to bother. Let's have a look at Queek, see what he's thinking of us. He might attack, he might not. It's not really a big deal once you've got the ruination up. So just don't worry about it. Just keep on moving. But right now, we're in good shape. It's saying low bestial rage, but that is for Morghur's army, because he's probably lost some battles against Ikit before this, hence it's so low. But that is fine. We will check a little something, actually. We can boost his horde now. I think we'd win if it's only this army that's attacking us at Montinas. What did they go for here? Replenishment and horde recruitment. That's not awful, and it does give us some Centaurs for the defense. Yeah, that's fine. Now, the very last thing that we need to do, which I almost forgot, is we need to head closer to Ekrund with this army, while still remaining in the encamp stance, so we can get our recruitment in. So I had to cancel that quickly and then redo it. And that should mean that we can attack Ekrund next turn. So we'll end that turn here. Scarbrand wants a deal. Let's see what he's offering. Non-aggression pact and 28 favour. I will take what I can get, quite frankly. Okay. So Morghur wasn't attacked. That's good. And we're in a position in which we can attack either or both of these and probably do pretty well overall with the units we've got here. Razorgore chariots, Centaurs, we've got some Chaos Spawn, and we've got a Ghoul. Now, I'm going to treat this as kind of an add-on. I won't show you too much of the Morghur or other Legendary Lords side of the campaign, other than keeping you up to date on how it's going. The main thing, obviously, is getting ahead and winning these battles here. So we're going to come to here. He doesn't have a huge amount of movement range, so we're just going to bring him to here. So we still want him to be able to recruit. He's not going to be able to take units off of Malagor. But that's okay, because obviously he's got solid recruitment there. And then we're going to add that spellcaster to his army there. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to reinforce. Oh, yes he can, but it doesn't make a huge difference, let's be real. We are not going to auto-resolve that for obvious reasons. We'll fight it manually. This is very similar to the battle that we fought down at whatever that other place is. The first siege battle that we fought. It's pretty simple. And there we go, guys. It's as simple as that. Basically, fight it exactly the same way as before. It's just a bigger version of exactly the same siege. The one thing I did change here is I kept hold of all of Malagor's magic until we actually got in to the settlement. And obviously I had to bring in the additional units from the reinforcements, but that's it. It was just as simple. Just takes a little bit of a time. Let's see how many casualties we took there. Yeah, 101. I could have actually fought it better than that, but I was rushing a little bit. So we will take that, and now we're going to raise our herdstone here. Now, we don't have the movement range to get any recruitment out of Malagor here, which is a shame, but he's in pretty good shape already, and this guy is recruiting a couple of units. So, well, 5 units. So we're doing fine. He's got some experience as well, so let's go for Gargantuan Hooves, just so he can get the movement range to keep him up with Malagor. And then Malagor, I'm going to say let's go for Fetid Gallipot, because I want to head towards Lightning Strike, because ambushes aren't quite as reliable for Beastmen as they are for, like, Skaven, for example. And also the replenishment is pretty damn good. Actually, hang on. Has this unlocked any of his special stuff yet? Hang on. I think it might have. Yes, it has. Okay, let's have a look and see what we want to go for here. So we'll go for one of those. We'll go for Unholy Power. We're going to go for those first, actually. Getting Crowfather is actually pretty solid as well. And same goes for getting yourself all the way along to Mantle of Crow. So the next 2 points will probably go Crowfather or Portents of Doom. That one's not bad. And then Mantle of Crows, because then he does Area of Effect, Flock of Doom while he's in melee. And then we will go, not for him, for him, Unnatural Thirst again. Don't feel like we especially need to recruit anything here. Right. The Morghur situation, obviously, like I say, I'm not going to show you a huge amount of this because it's not the main part of the guide. But I think what I will do here is I'll go after the Astalians, because they're the ones who we're going to... Yeah, we don't like that Pyrrhic victory, so I'll fight it manually. But I'm not going to show you this one manually again, because it's not really part of the main guide. You just want to know, have Morghur and fight over there as much as you can, and if you get wiped out, screw it. Go and recruit him when he comes back over by Malagor. So that was a nice easy ambush win. We'll go for the 5% replenishment. That army's run away a little. I'm not especially worried about that, but I do think that we need to take out a Nickit Claw army while there is a chance to do so. So I think I'm probably going to do that as the next step. Let's go with what for Morghur here? We'll go Beast Lord Spite. Double Beast Lord Spite there. Fortunately, it didn't really waste anything there. Like, Blessed with Evil is pretty good, and we want both of these. So Morghur has not been ruined with points allocations, mostly because we got him so early. For this Gorble, let's go Armor. No real waste there either. And now we're going to go after Ikit. And that's a decisive victory, so I'm just going to auto-resolve that. We'll take the replenishment again. And then we're going to sweep this army up. Close victory with an ambush. Really? Re-fucking LE. Right, okay, we'll fight this one manually then. Jesus. That's sorted, and we'll go replenishment again. We're building up our dread again very, very quickly, and that's given us a fair amount of ruination ready, or whatever the hell they call this, I forget. But basically, we are primed and ready to be able to perform our ritual here. Now, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to raid because his bestial rage is not great. Well, let's have a look. I'm not... It's, you know, it's only affecting growth, and I am a little bit concerned about Ikit Claw and getting ambushed by him when he starts to send his armies over, so we're going to play careful there. So that's ruined. Nuja needs to be taken as well, but we'll focus on Magritta for the moment. And then over here, we're going to boost that because we want more dread, obviously. And if I'm not mistaken... I am mistaken. Hold on a second. Let me just go over here. Cancel that for a second, because I think we can get the spellcaster building for Morghur now. Yes. So that means next turn we can get him a spellcaster, and that will round out his army. Now, he got some more experience here, so let's go for Beastlord's Spite again, boost up those Ungor Raiders. Low Bestial Rage, we already know about that. Over here, we'll go Thick-Skinned again for his Gorble. And that's it for turn 10. But yeah, already on 395 dread just after getting Morghur.
A quest has been issued, mighty lord.
Another quest battle. We're not going to worry about that right now. But something to draw attention to. Here we go. 2 armies of Ikit Claw coming in. They're not going to be great, but they are going to be armies. So we need to be ready for this. And I think I can get both of them with ambushes. So, something to bear in mind. That completely distracted me, that battle there. Do you not forget I said anything? Right, we're going to come over here. I was thinking of something, but then that distracted me. Going to bring this to here. And then I'm going to get Malagor out of there. Bring him to here. And we're going to take a couple of units out of Malagor's army. Those 2 units. This guy's going to recruit 5 more units of Ungor Raiders. Ah, do you know what? Malagor's got loads of recruitment now, so... We're going to swap some more out to this other guy. There we go. Malagor... 5 more units of Ungor Raiders. And then this fella we're going to get the Dread for as well. These might attack us over the end turn, but we've got 2 armies right there. It wouldn't be a worry. Let's have a look around. Oh, the thing that I wanted to mention. Okay, Top Knots offered us peace over the end turn, and they're not really a factor for me right now because I'm more concentrating on going north. So I've actually accepted that, even though it means we won't complete these Bloodlands as much as possible. Blood Grounds, I should say. I don't particularly worry about that stuff. I just keep moving on. So, Lord not moved. That is Morghur. Again, shouldn't really show you a huge amount of this, but you know I'm going to make this attack. And I'm going to take that auto-resolve. Why not? Take the replenishment. This guy's in force march, so I pretty much guarantee we're going to get it there. There we go. Ikit is not sending his best, put it that way. We're seeing a lot of chaff. And I'm going to come back in the direction of Magritta because I'd like to take that out. We've already got plenty of ruination here ready to perform that ritual. I just want to max it out is all. And now that we've got some extra money as well, I'm going to boost Malagor's impaled corpses. What is it before that? Heads on spikes, impaled corpses. So that will get us into a position in which he's earning even more dread for us passively. And this guy, we're just going to go evasion for him, and we're just going through his magic line, essentially. For Morghur, we're going to go double-fetted Gallipot. And we're going to go thick-skinned for his Gorble. And yeah, that's the end of 11. Right, turn 12. We're going to head back, and this is when we're going to go for Astalia with Morghur. Again, not going to show you all of this because that army retreated overseas. That's interesting. Okay, because obviously this isn't the main guide. Let me just go and have a look over here because we have encountered Ironclaw Orcs now. Be prepared for that, guys, because they are very much on the menu for our boy here. Annoyingly, this army has underway jumped, so we're going to... Alright, we're going to divide up. First thing... We're going to auto-resolve that, and we're going to loot and raise. Get that ruination up. Start replenishing, and... recruit another unit so we've got a full army there. And then Malagor can come over here and get them, and he can underway jump next turn to catch up. It's gonna make us fight this manually. Okay, underway battle, that's not a problem. Okay, so for this kind of underway battle, I am going to position myself as far back as possible. Just create basic lines, really, because I'm going to throw the reinforcements up front to be the main buffer here. We'll have the flyers there. Big boys grouped, and Malagor's going to be here ready to go and cast some spells. I'm going to have to deal with projectile spells from them, I'd imagine, but hey-ho. Let's just get to it. I think I'll go for the magic over there, actually, because this lot will just run straight into the firing line. And saying that, we do actually have the Cygor available as well, don't we? Do you know what? Well, we are pretty deep, to be fair, so probably got some time to get a few casts off. And there we go. Here comes their magic spam. How much magic do we have? We've got a fair bit. This only costs 9 magic anyway. But yeah, a couple of Cygors cast in there. That will be useful in this sort of battle. We'll go for that again. Just delay them while we get our reinforcements in so that they take the damage rather than our main army. I feel like maybe we will go for a Penumbral Pendulum there. There we go. Just make sure we don't go too far in terms of using up our magic, because we do want those Cygors once they're within range. And then we'll just bring these to the front to be the main soak. How many kills does Malagor have so far? Absolutely none, because of course it's none. Let's aim for those orc boys. Right, they will scatter now. And we'll pull these flyers up. And we'll go for that general with them. And then these guys can go for that big boss. And then send this stuff in to help our Manticore out. God damn it, because that thing is pretty irritating with the rampage and everything. And we'll send our big boys in to go and fight the hero too, because that's probably what was damaging the Manticore the most. And I think... Yep, we've just won. Job's a good one. So take the replenishment there. Not quite enough movement range to get them there, but that's okay. Come to there. Now I'm just going to check a little something quickly. So you can get some ogre mercenaries if you want to spend the money on them. I don't know if I can be bothered, to be fair. They don't cost you any income, so it doesn't really hurt. Do you know what? I will go for some ogre pistols just for the sake of it. There's maybe even a case for merging some of these units so that we can have some more of them. And then let's just go for a unit of... Sorry, if we're going to do it, let's get some man-eaters. There you go. It just thickens up the army a little bit, gives us a bit more punching power. For this guy, we're going to go Presence of Morsleep and Beastlord's Spite. And if this lot come for our settlement here at Ekrund, it's not a problem. Over here, obviously, I'm just going to show you the aftermath of this. It's pretty bloody easy. I really did rush that battle there. I just couldn't be arsed, to be fair. So we're going to go for Loot and Raise. You don't need to drag me back over there, AI. I know where the main campaign's taking place. We'll go into encamp stance here because Morghur's Bestial Rage is looking on point again. And at this point I am going to recruit for him a spellcaster. We will go for a Bray Shaman of Death again. Intelligent again, especially because we're fighting Skavens. We'll go double Spirit Leech, triple Soul Blight as before. Time to get on board as soon as possible. We're not using our Regiments of Renown right now because we don't really need to. They're handy as an emergency option. And then for here, I very much like Vile Entropy for dealing, especially when you go up against the Empire, the Wood Elves, Dwarfs, anyone who's got a lot of ammo. Vile Entropy is really useful. Because 2 casts of Vile Entropy will take out a whole unit's ammo. You can use that on artillery and stuff like that. So once you can get Vile Entropy, get it, get it, get it. For this, let's go... Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, we'll go for the Crowfather here, mainly for that missile resistance, to be fair. For Morghur, Fetid Gallipot again. We'll go Foe Seeker for his Gorbel. And that's the end of turn 12. 855 Dread. We're so close to getting another Lord now. As anticipated, I positioned myself for the ambush right outside of our herdstone because I figured they'd go for it. We're just going to take the auto-resolve there. Very close to losing the Manticore on that one. The replenishment is barely worth the effort, to be fair. Let's just... do you know what? I will take the money. Screw the Bestial Rage. We'll get that back. I really don't need you guys being a distraction when I'm trying to get after Ikit Claw. So, put that together. Go for our ambush stance. Get rid of him. We don't want to mess with his Bestial Rage. We'll take the replenishment. Dread, we're very close to getting our next Legendary Lord there. Very, very close. Because of all these big battles we've been fighting, all these settlements we've been raising. We're going to take Nuja and then we'll see how it's looking with Ikit. Because obviously it'd be nice to get Skaven Blight and Tabaro down and then do the ritual. Malagor practically untouched, which is nice. Got some ogres here. We could take them out. To be honest, I don't think they're a huge worry. Let's bring this army to here. I just like to keep these pinned close together in case we do wind up fighting something a bit more substantial. And there you've got the Skaven. Stay there. Gorbul. Call to more sleep for him. Building upgrade. No, that's fine for now. What did we go for here again? Or what did the AI go for here? Casualty replenishment. That's not bad. We are fighting Skaven and everything, so we will get some casualties. Okay, so we'll end turn 13 there. What should we go for here? I feel like our Bestial Rage is fine at the moment, so won't worry about that. Are these lords both outside, or is it just one? It's just the one. Okay, and he's an encamp stance. That's a bit irksome. Let's try and get him, because it's not going to make a huge difference to us. Do you know what? That means that we'll be fighting this army first, which means that we can bum rush this with magic instead. So we will fight this battle here. That seems like the best option for us, especially when we've got some magic. Saying that, we don't have Malagor's magic here, so Spirit Leech and Soul Blight not hugely helpful to this, but we could potentially take this out before we even fight the main battle, because we can... Or before the reinforcements come in, I should say. So, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Let's get in there. Yeah, so we took out that first army so that we can fight the other one with a general fewer and 4 units fewer. That way, it's a bit simpler, but the way we did it is obviously we put the Ungor Raiders into their Vanguard stance so that they were able to just start shooting straight away. Nice and easy on that. We will take the army replenishment. Pyrrhic Victory, we're not accepting that, obviously. We'll fight it manually. But I have a point for the Gorbul. Unnatural Thirst. Yeah, this one will be simple as well. Let's have a look at the map. It's fine. I don't like this map because of the number of trees in it, but it's fine. Okay, with that one done, we've got a decision to make with regard to our next Legendary Lord. We're going to loot and raise here. Job done there. Estalia is wiped out. Plenty of marks of ruination to come from there. Lots of devastation afoot. Come to there, and then we will underway jump next turn. Or beast pathways, whatever the hell they call it. Unholy Resilience will go... hang on. We got his good stuff yet? No, not yet. So we'll go Unholy Resilience for this one. For the spellcaster, we're going to go life leeching. For our research, let's have a quick look here and see what we've got. So, Warherd Ravages, Primal Fury, Empire of Beasts, missile resistance during siege battles. That might not be bad eventually, but for now, we'll go Warherd Ravages because we want that extra movement range. Morghur, take him up to tier 3. Then we've got to decide here. Is this done? This is going to be Skaven. That's going to be Skaven. And we've got one of their armies here to be taken out. Do you know what? I feel like I should take that out now so that we don't have one just roaming around there. And obviously it's better if it's Malagor who does it, but he's also the closest one to Stone Mine Tower. There is an assassin here. I don't want to just go in with all this range. I'll take an extra turn before going to Stone Mine Tower. Let's declare war on this. Decisive victory. It might have been a decisive victory with the other army, but I didn't want to take the chance, so... Those are ogres. We're not worried about them. We'll go back into encamp stats here. And this guy can stay in encamp stats as well, just behind. Malagor. We shall go... Mantle of Crows for him. That'll be especially useful against Skaven because obviously they've got a lot of chaff. That constant flock of doom will cause them a lot of trouble. And I'm going to go... I'm going to go for that because that's nice for when you've got Minotaurs. Minotaurs are really good. So having one of those ready to buff Minotaurs is pretty damn useful. We'll leave this one in place because he can get close enough to Stone Mine Tower to reinforce if I need it. But I don't think I'm going to need that. And I forgot to build something here. So yeah, do this first when you're dealing with this next time, when you're playing your campaign. But we will go for the ammunition one again. I am kind of tempted to go after the magic one, to be fair. Because there is a magic one here. Winds of Magic Power Reserve. We're going to go for that. Yeah, we will go for that. Okay, let's choose a Lord. Now, it's kind of a tough call here. I'm trying to think. I'm a little bit concerned about losing Marks of Ruination here. If Ikit is close, because he might be, and we're a long way off. And if he raises this place, that's not good. So I'm thinking, first of all, I think I'm going to perform the rite here. Get the Marks of Ruination in, and that means we've hit the next level, which gives us army capacity. Now, as far as our legendary lords go, we've got a choice to make. So let's come over here. We are on exactly the number of legendary lords we can get. Now, Khazrak the One-Eye has probably been wiped out by now. We're in turn 14. He doesn't tend to last very long. Now, that means we can recruit him close to here, but we don't yet have the army capacity. We could do if we get enough ruination from here and over around Skaven Blight and in this area here. But it's not going to help us get to our objective of having all of our legendary lords recruitable faster. So what I'm going to do instead, because I think he's still going to be around, I'm going to go for Taurox. Now let's go and have a look in Nagaroth. Because, yep, our boy is still around. Now, what's the advantage of that? The advantage of that is he can earn more ruination. We're going to take his camp up to tier 2. And we're going to recruit a ton of Ungor Raiders. I don't know, have you noticed a pattern here, guys? I do quite like Ungor Raiders. We're going to... I could get rid of one of these units if I needed to free up some space. Probably that one. Yeah. Oh, he's got a spellcaster anyway, so that's fine. Low Bestial Rage because we've just confederated him. And we can't go into any kind of raiding stance to boost that back up yet. But that is fine. So, Storag Core is in the hand of the Vampirates. That's not a problem. You'll normally smack the crap out of them. Venom Glade, that's Sisters of Twilight. They're pretty likely to wipe us out here because they've come very far north. They're going to be very hard for basic Beastmen to take out. But if he gets wiped out, that's fine. That means he gets to join the mob over here. But that means that at the moment, we have got... Sorry, that's not the best place to look at it. We have got, eventually, 4 armies out of 3. And then once we hit the next level, we will be able to get Khazrak One-Eye, because we're not far off. By that stage, we will have enough dread to get Khazrak the One-Eye as well. We're in a pretty good spot here, I would say. If our Herdstone gets attacked now, it's okay. We'll just go and take it back. So we will end the turn there. Scarbrand wants to do a deal. He wants military access. I'm not overly fussed about that. I don't care. Have it. Whatever. Because if we're doing this campaign right and we're going for the victory conditions, you're going to be heading north anyway. Now, something I should mention here as well is that obviously, because we're rushing Lords, because that's where the most power comes from, rather than using our dread to upgrade our Herdstones, that means that they're less defensible, they've got smaller garrisons, and they don't provide as many buffs. But that's okay, we're on turn 15, and we're in really good shape to be able to defend all this stuff anyway, so you just carry on as I'm describing. Morghur. Let's go for Lightning Strike. Oh, hang on. I think he might have unlocked his good stuff now. Yeah, we'll go for that, and then movement range 5. Horrible regeneration, so you get the regeneration for Chaos Spawn, so we'll go for that. Ardor of Fury. Malagor. Still can't quite get to Stone Mine Tower, but that's okay. And you've got Queek over here as well. Oh, we're not really getting it. Stop that. We're not really getting anything from raiding there, so let's just go in cap stance again. Gorbad's got his army over here, so there is some stuff we're liable to have to deal with, and it looks like he's declared a war too, so if we declare war on him right now, that's going to be relatively tricky. We do have the option of an additional Herdstone as well. But that, I don't know if I want to build any of this. No, we'll save the gold on that. Favor, whatever. And now we've got Taurox here. He can come over in raiding stance and go for here. And look at taking out the Vampirates for him. Was anything wasted on him? Not really. Beastlord Spite again. Low Bestial Rage for him. Vast Unending Warhead again. I really like being able to buff Minotaurs whenever possible. But you know what? For the moment, it's not that big of a deal right now. Let's go for Unnatural Thirst because tanking is more of an issue. So we'll end turn 15 there. Bit of a damp squib this turn. And sure enough, Ikit Claw showed up. Look at all that. He's gone for the Herdstone, but we've already performed the ritual, so if he raises it, it's okay. And he did raise it. That's all right. Well, he's actually Skaven, so he'll have occupied it, surely. We'll go for when one falls again. And we can move all the way over to try and take that. We'll have to watch out for ambushing armies here, because there were a few in this region. Okay. As I say, there's other armies in this region, so I want to be able to fight that as well as possible. I'm not taking any casualties from it, so we'll come back to that in a second. Doc Courage is now with Gorbad, and Barakvar has been confederated, so we have to bear this in mind now. There's a lot of stuff we're going to have to handle. Might as well just bring these in together. And I think it's going to take some time for us to get over there. Like, it'll take a couple of turns. So I will actually take the auto-resolve on that. I don't like what that did to my... our Manticore. Not particularly fond of that at all. Encamp stance, start heading in that direction. Yeah, we're fine. And then he'll come to there. I do still want to keep them close together. Has that killed off that Skaven clan? Yep, Clan Worms is now done. We are going to wind up having to take on Doc Courage, so it is what it is. For our research... I'm going to say Days of Wrath, because we do have some Minotaurs now that we've got Taurox's army. And... let's have a look. How many more do we need here? I'll hold up on performing the ritual for now. Malagor, let's boost his camp. Malagor, we will go Fetid Gallipot. Taurox is ready to go, so let's declare war on the Vampirates. They don't especially matter. Just gets us that extra dread. Oh, apparently not, so let's just loot and raise. It does get his bestial rage up a bit though, so it's not bad. Start sending him in the other direction, and we'll look to take on probably the Sisters of Twilight, but it looks like High Elves are having a really good time in this area too. If he gets wiped out, he gets wiped out. We will go for Purple Sun for this army. And then we've got to go and fight this Morghur battle, so you don't really need to see this one. Oh, hang on, let me see the map. Show me the map. Oh, they're sallying out to fight in the field. Okay. That was simple enough. If you want to take something away from this battle, though, I will point out Razor Gore chariots against Chaff, or just relatively weak infantry, 696 kills. We only lost one unit there, and that was to the Doom Rocket. So nothing major at all. We'll go for that so we can get extra dread. Let's replace that unit while we can with more Ungor Raiders. I know, it's so surprising. There we go, there we go, there we go. Low Bestial Rage, we know what that's all about. For this one, this is the one that's with Morghur, isn't it? So I'm going to go for Unnatural Thirst for now. Morghur himself. Let's go for the regeneration for his Chaos Spawn. And for our Spellcaster, we're going to go Evasion, and we're going to go Purple Son of Xerus, because now he is a really capable Spellcaster. And for this, I am going to say, let's go for ammo again. We are going to have to shoot our way through a lot of rats. That's the end of the turn. Turn 17. Does it make a huge difference? Just go there. Get into the encamp stance, see if we can trap them. No sign of any Skaven corruption, so they haven't taken anything. Ooh. Gorbad has really spread out, hasn't he? There's ogres here. And that is basically free dread at this stage. So I'm going to say, Malagor, you head over here. Might as well just bring this one here as well. Gorbad's obviously on the menu, but for the purposes of this guide and just to get ourselves some extra gear, we're going to take that. Take the replenishment. We'll obviously now have to go over and take out their camp. Not especially fussed about staying in camp stance with this. We're doing fine at the moment. This is all adding to our devastation for when we do our ritual. Malagor. Double-fetid Gallipot. This guy, I'm going to say go for Heroic Killing Blow. Wouldn't hurt to have Gorbals unlocked ready for when we start to recruit them. More of them, I should say. This one's a Doom Bull. We're going to go Beast Lord Spike because he's building up some experience too. Magical reserves. This guy, I'm going to say let's go Brace. Do you know what? Traitorkin is actually pretty good. So let's go Traitorkin. One kind of wasted on Devolve there. But hey ho, we inherited him, it's fine. And the thing about causing fights over here is that it won't really affect us in the territories where it matters. So we'll do a bit of raiding there, get his bestial rage up. End of turn 17. They did still have another army lurking. That's okay. We will go back and get that. Okay, so for this one... Can we reach this? Yes, we can. Let's give it a go. Got it. There we go. Yep, we didn't lose anything of value to us. He can just stay there for now. We'll take his point and we will put it into... Hang on. Let's go for Profane Blessings for that one. For research, I'm going to go for Empire of Beasts for now. We got Queek there, but we're not really looking to pick a fight with him straight away. We want to go and get these instead. I'll let this guy lead this particular fight. Hang on, make sure we're not going to lose that manticore. There we go. Replenishment, so that should be the end. Yep, they're done. Now we can start looking at going up in this direction. We got plenty of devastation for that. But once we've hit Docker, is it even worth it for one extra settlement? One extra settlement's worth of devastation. I'm not particularly sure it is, but we will hold up for now. Taurox. There is a Sisters of Twilight army there. Let's try and take that out quickly. Get that. Replenish. Let's just go raise in advance, whatever. Now that means we're at war with the Lithanar too, but that's okay. Because as I say, if he gets wiped out here, that is not a problem. Now, as far as our plans in this region go, we don't especially need to build anything here, but I will go for the spellcaster building, because Lore of the Wild, not especially good. Go for Call 2 more sleep there. And Beast Lord Spike for him. Purple Sun. For Taurox, we will go Beast Lord Spite again. For his spellcaster, we'll max out Traitorkin. Down here, we might as well repair this, hadn't we? But, as you can see, we can now unlock Khazrak. Let's have a look. Is he anywhere? Nope. So, all we are waiting for, if we go to Malagor here, just as the example version, go to here, all we're waiting for is to be able to unlock more legendary lords. So that's a matter of just getting our ruination up to get our army capacity going, and after that's done, you are all good. So you will shortly be able to get Khazrak. We've already got Malagor, we've already got Taurox, and we've already got Morghur. We're in turn 18, and we have got this place set up nicely. We're just going to wipe the Skaven out of here. That's not a problem. Does this place actually need taking again? Yeah, I think the Skaven... you'd expect to be seeing Skaven corruption there. But anyway, obviously you take out Skaven Blight, Tabaro. You will bring these armies up through here and start fighting with Gorbad and then the dwarfs, Khazrak. Once you've taken those out, you can then start to bring your armies together in this region so that you can then move through the Wood Elves, which then takes you into Khazrak and the Empire and yada yada yada. It's really simple from here, guys. All you need to do from here is unlock the extra army capacity, and you've got all of your legendary lords in place, and you can start looking at potentially unlocking other armies as you go, while you also get all of these particular unlocks. But the main thing is, once you've completed enough rituals from now, you've already got your lords in place. You've got great quality in terms of the lords that you have, because you've got Taurox, you've got Morghur, you've got Malagor. Khazrak's not so good, but he's decent, and this guy will gradually become better, with a decent army here to act as a backup to Malagor and to occasionally break off to go and sweep up smaller settlements. But this will be enough to see you past Gorbad and eventually the Empire and Khazrak and, well, all of Bretonnia, because you'll wind up facing all of Bretonnia, and all of the Wood Elves, and then you will have your campaign victory. And you can go as far as you like with it, quite frankly. In my particular campaign, I pretty much trashed everything all the way up to and including a lot of Norska and over through the mountains. So I'm hoping that this guide has helped you a bit with your Malagor campaign, and to be honest with you, your Beastmen campaigns in general, because it's a pretty fair indicator of how you should run all of your Beastmen campaigns in the early stage. 18 turns, all of them are unlocked, ready for when you have enough ruination completed that you have the extra army capacity. Job done. If this video has proven helpful or you've just enjoyed watching it, obviously I'd appreciate it if you hit like and you subscribed if you aren't already. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, which I am planning already. But obviously I said that with the last video. Hopefully CA are not planning any more massive AI patches that I need to worry about that delay me from making videos for months on end. Regardless, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.